Hey everyone, I am back, and today I actually wanted to talk to you about the way I wanted to play Wuwa. And I really haven't seen too many people play Wuwa like this. It's the double team comp. Now, I've seen people play with one person and do phenomenally, like a Frolova single or Shuyan single, or anybody else, honestly. But I've never actually seen people only do two. Now, I thought about two because I'm not very good at the game. As you can see by the gameplay that's going to be playing in the background, I'm not very good at the game to actually solo something to that degree without them being some kind of healer or shielder. But I don't really like the three-man rotation very much. Maybe just because I don't want to, or maybe just because I don't have the skill right now. But I was like, you know what? I think it'd be great to just do a two-man where each person, or at least one person, can heal or shield the whole team while the other person, does major damage. Now, with this concept, I was basically going through all the accounts I used to have and stuff like that. And, luckily, I was able to actually get an account that basically had the best duo, in my opinion, or that has the best concept of a duo team comp, which is Augusta as a main DPS and as the sub DPS basically. But the best part about both of them is the fact that, for one, both Augusta and can shield. They only shield themselves, but the good thing is they both do it. But has another effect, is the fact that she can heal the entire team with her domain. So it's basically like a full moon domain. I love it. But I was looking at all of this and I'm like, you know what? These two are the best I can sit there and do when it comes to the essence of a duo team comp. And I'm going to do my best to master them as much as I can. And not only that, but I am going to be missing out on adding Shorekeeper to this or even Varina. But I believe if I balance out my dual comps and the future of the characters, I'll be able to achieve something that is basically in between, a three-man team and a one-man team. Especially when I see a one, the funny thing is, when I see a one-man team and I see them clear within the time limit for 3 stars, I'm like, okay, if one person can do that at probably near god tier echoes and stats, plus of course their weapon, which I'm definitely gonna be getting for every team comp, I should be able to definitely sit there and do it with, some good echoes and two people, especially if their synergy is almost as good or not, or just as good as Augusta and where I would say my next team comp I'm actually going to be doing is going to be a Chisa team comp, because Chisa can not only share her shield with the entire team, but she also heal entire team too. So I cannot wait for Chisa to get paired with somebody who is a negative status debuffer. She shreds defense, which is amazing already. The only thing I'm really hoping for is the fact that person that she is best in slot for is not an electro character. Or I'll even sit there and take not an arrow character at least, because I already got an electro main DPS and a little less likely an arrow sub DP hybrid DPS. So I'm just hoping that it's not an electro person, because it's just like I'm trying to cover my bases and not double up on the same base. So my main thing is, with not having a third person and not getting the third person's weapon, their abyss weapon, that's more investment I could be putting into those two people. Like with Augusta and I'm definitely gonna be getting, well, for one, I already have Augusta's bis weapon. Once actually gets a rerun, which is probably gonna be both of them at once, I'll be getting her bis weapon, which is a huge increase in her main DPS. Not only that, but I'm definitely gonna be going for at least their first resonance, which is basically their Eidolon in some cases. I'm going to be definitely going for S1, R1, both Augusta and because it is a decent damage increase, especially since I'm not going to have a third person. I also put that investment into those two people. So basically, it comes out to, instead of it being a 6 cost, 3 people, 3 weapons, it's a two people 2 Eidolons and 2 weapons. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's one thing. Another thing is I basically am thinking about probably some reviews or even some examples. Not examples, but edited ways of how to play these characters in a dual DPS comp, because every comp you see is either from main DPS or sub DPS comp, and that main DPS is usually either they are the main DPS in that party or they're playing by themselves, and then the sub DPS is a very shortened version of giving all their attacks in within a small window, so the main DPS can come in and do the majority of the damage within that buff window. So definitely with this, like an example with Gusta and Yuna, I have to basically do their main DPS rotation, but not only that, but I have to achieve I gotta achieve high energy for them so they can constantly do their ultimates every time I switch back and forth from them, because if anything is lopsided, I have to compensate for it in some way, shape, or form, instead of like Augusta once in a while doing her ultimate, because we don't have a third person anymore. So without that third person, that's less energy that's being fed into my characters. That has to come from something. So I got to do a lot of adjustments and a lot of compensation for them to not only work in the front end, but in the back end too. So it's like including with their 3 cost best in slot echoes, instead of going with like an attack focused echo, instead of going for like a 2 cost attack focus, I might have to go 2 cost energy, or go attack bonus 2 cost and have one of the echo's main stat be energy recharge, because I know they're gonna need more than just like 125%. They're gonna need a little more than that, because if Yuno is a main DPS at the moment, I need her to get that energy up and be able to do her ultimate, if you know, either in that turn or the next turn I go back to her, you know what I mean? However the battle goes, I need them consistently get their ultimates when I switch to them and do their full DPS combo. So that's another reason why, you know, my content is definitely going to be pretty interesting. It may not be something you might want to do, or maybe something you might be inspired to do when it's like, you know what, instead of 3 people, why not go 2 people? If you don't feel confident going 1 person, go 2 people, you know what I mean? I may have to sacrifice their top 1% damage to basically fulfill their back end of energy costs that they need every time I switch to them. But at the end of the day, it'll be a never-ending balancing act of optimization. And if you like the video, definitely give it a like. Even if you dislike the video, give it a like and comment. What would be the best duo in your opinion? Would it be Augusta and Yuno, or would it be for Lover and Cantarella, or some other wacky combo you might want to sit there and pull off in the Tower of Adversity? And definitely tune in to the first stream, should be coming soon, and the next video should be coming up a little bit sooner than you know, my you know, between my first and second one. But thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.